Richard, thank you so much for joining us here at FundForum International. You are an expert listener and negotiator, so what should this industry learn from you?
Oh, I think everyone can learn about listening. I think we have these strange ideas that we listen really well, and in point of fact, most of the people really don't know what listening is. But once you listen to somebody, then you get inside their heads. Once you get inside their heads, you understand them. Once you understand them, they begin to like you. And then you can be much more persuasive, selling an idea, a solution, a gadget, whatever you want to sell.
People are creatures of habit, and there's a lot we can learn about sort of behavioural instinct in businesses like this. How much do you think that is important to any industry, if you like?
The listening side of it is, well, I obviously think it's the most important. I think there's a lot of emphasis being put on body language, strategies, leadership. They talk about everything, but actually the one thing we need to do really well is to listen to the other person and to really understand the other person. Whether we're working in any of the business groups, if you're working in sales, if you're working as a leader of a group, if you're trying to implement change, if you're whatever, HR, looking after people, you've got to understand the person. You can only understand that person by listening to them. Everything else, the body language is too easily misread. The words will tell you everything.
How do we not listen? What do we do wrong?
I think the common mistake is that we think and we're taught that active listening is to nod our heads, keep eye contact, all of those things, ask lots of questions, summarise back what's been told, and all of that stuff is nothing to do with listening. I mean, basically what that does is it keeps the person talking. Well, I think the biggest mistake we make is we don't really know what we want to get from the conversation. If you're going into an important conversation, know what you want, and then listen for the words that will take you to where you want to go. So in other words, will get you what you want. And I think at the moment we concentrate on, well, I'm not even sure what they concentrate on, if I'm honest. I think they just kind of think, okay, let's see what happens.
And you think that almost sustaining the conversation has been given too much priority over actually getting what you want out of it, if you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people who talk, you hear all the time, speak up for yourself, get yourself heard, talk clearly. And it's all about speak. And actually, if you really want to understand somebody, you've got to let them speak and not you. And then you've got to know what you're listening for. And we're good. I mean, most people can pick up facts. They're pretty good at facts. Some get emotions, if they're lucky. Very few people will listen for motivators, values, beliefs. And yet they're the three things that actually, once you understand those three things, you'll understand the person.
And also you need to know what you're going into that conversation to get out of it as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you must have an outcome. People, give yourself an outcome. What do I want to get from this conversation? If I'm looking at in a hostage situation, we're always looking to get the release of the hostages, okay, and the release, and everyone to be safe. That's our ultimate aim. But you don't get that in every conversation. You don't get one conversation and you get your aim. So on this conversation, I want to find out what the people's names are. But I've all sorts of small objectives all the way through. But I always have one major aim that I'm looking to achieve. And so it's like, that's what it is.
Insights that this industry can really use going forwards?
Absolutely. Well, for me, I mean, I'd say to them, get into listening, really understand the people in front of you, really. And understand, I mean, it's really interesting watching politics recently, I mean, you can see the politicians that are most successful are the people that listen to their audience and then sell it back to them what the audience want and what the audience need. If they get it wrong, they lose.
Let's hope the audience listened to you well today. Thanks for joining us, Richard.
No problem. Thank you.